Hello, how you doing? Look, we're going to make chicken biryani today. It's a nice simple method. It's really delicious. It's one of my favorite dishes of all time. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. So of course with a biryani there's quite a lot on the go here, so let's start off with this lot. I've got here yogurt or curd, whatever you call that, a plain yogurt. I'm going to say yogurt. That's 1 kg. Now what's important is when you get it, whisk it so it goes smooth, otherwise it gets a bit lumpy. So just get a whisk in it for just a couple of minutes. 3 cups of onions, 2 cups of fried onions. These are already fried. Now I buy these, I buy them where I am. I can buy these very easily, like in a big bag, or you can just fry them and set them aside. 1/2 cup of ginger garlic paste, which is a 50-50 mix of the two. We've got 6 green chilies. Now you can adjust that if you want, and I'm putting mine in whole. Chop them if you wish. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then 2 teaspoons of coriander, cumin, and chili powder. The chili powder that I'm using is Kashmiri. A lot of people ask me that. And then we've got some whole spices here. So got about a teaspoon of black peppercorns, 6 green cardamom pods, teaspoon or so of cumin seeds, 1 star anise, 3 dried red chili, bay, bit of cinnamon. Right, that's some of it. There's a lot more to go in this. And then our chicken. So that's 2 whole chickens there. The skin's been taken off, a little bit still on there, but mostly all off. Bone is in. What I've got there is 2 kg. So you know, a 1 kg chicken. That's about 4.4 pound. So in that mixing bowl you can see that we've got our chicken. We're going to add, got a glove on by the way, we're going to add our ginger garlic paste. We're going to add our dried fried onion. We're going to add in our spices. Let's take one more look. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then 2 each of the chili powder, coriander, and the cumin. I'm also going to add here, which I didn't show you, 1/4 cup coconut oil. And then the 1 kg of the yogurt or curd. And like I say, don't just put it straight in from the container, give it a little whisk up there. So we haven't put in the whole seeds or the whole garam masala, the fresh chili, and the fresh onions. We're going to do this in a moment, but first let's just give this a little mix, and then we can get over to the cooker and get this beautiful chicken biryani happening. So look, before we get going, I've got a really large pot. Now if you're regular to the show, that's what I normally cook in. So you can see the difference. This is bloody huge, this thing. And you're gonna need something with a nice tight lid if you can. So you can see in there, I've now got ghee. I'm using some ghee. I've got this pure cow ghee. Again, start it with oil if you want, but I'm going to go with the ghee today. There's about 4 tablespoons there, and I've just put the heat on. We're on an above medium heat. Let's just melt that down. I'll be back in a moment. So here we go. We can drop in that piece of cinnamon, the dried red chili, the bay, the star anise, and then we're going to go cumin seeds, black peppercorns, and green cardamom pods. You can change this completely. Like I've only got 1 little bay in there. Some people would put a bit more bay in. You can put more dried chili, less dried chili, maybe some black cardamom or something like that. Up to you. Let it do its thing for a few seconds. Then we're going to put in the 3 cups of onion, our fresh chili. Like I said, I'm putting mine in whole, but chop them if you want. So above medium heat, we're going to go for about 4 or 5 minutes. Beautiful, really beautiful. Right, let's grab that chicken, and that's all going to go in. Scrape all the bits out that you can. We're going to lower the heat now below medium, nothing really too high, and we're going to cook this for around about 20 minutes. Really delicious, really delicious. So while the chicken is cooking away, I want to look at the rice. I've got 8 cups of rice here. This is a basmati rice, and I've washed it through a couple of times, 2 or 3 times in cold water, drained it off. Now, The rice that I use is a company called India Gate. It's really important to buy expensive rice. There's a lot of kind of cheap quality rice on the market. You basically pay for what you get. This is fairly expensive. So yeah, just try and get a kind of, well, the more you pay, the better it's going to be, I would imagine. So 8 cups of that. I'm going to put that into water, and we need to cook that about 75 to 80% of the way. So you cook it for, 5 or 6 minutes. So it will be cooked, but it will have a little bite in it, kind of al dente. If you want, you could add some more, whole seeds in there, some cumin seeds, whatever, coriander seeds, bay leaf, again, the whole kind of garam masala stuff. I'm going to do it just plain, just with a touch of salt. Now it's looking really beautiful, really, really good. Okay, let's get some salt in the mix. Let's get some garam masala powder. A couple of teaspoons of that. Garam masala powder is like a kind of finishing spice. It's a blend. I've made it several times, I think, on the channel. You can see it. I'm going to add a cup of raisins. You could put sultanas in there. Just a nice little kind of bit of sweetness it adds. Then 2 cups of cilantro or coriander. And then 2 cups of chopped mint, or nana, as we call it in this part of the world. Let's just go for 5 more minutes. Then we should be ready for our rice. Okay, that's beautiful. So look, I'm going to turn the heat off. That really, really is delightful. Now, sometimes with a biryani, what we would do is we'll put a little bit of the meat in, then layer it with rice, meat, rice, like that. What we're going to do today is we're just going to leave that in there. I'm going to fetch the rice now that we've cooked about 75%, so it's just got a little bit of a bite to it, and we're going to just put it on top. So 8 cups here of the cooked basmati. About 75% done. Now what you need to do is we're going to get the heat on, but super low, really, really low. Sometimes what you can do is you can get a frying pan or a hot plate or something underneath that on top of the gas, so it goes in between the gas and this. I'm going to go just really low, and then you need a lid on it, and you need a lid that's really quite nice and tight. This one's fairly tight. If you don't have it that's tight, what you can do is get some pastry. You can make a little pastry of just flour and water and put it all around the edge and seal it. If you've got any holes in it, this one doesn't have a hole, sometimes there's a little hole here. Get a little bit of tissue, make it wet, cover it up. Really, really low heat. We're going to go for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, off goes the heat. Off comes the lid. Lots of steam will come out of there. That's looking beautiful, really beautiful. So that rice is cooked to perfection now. Let me just check that. Perfect. So it's all about when you serve it, we're going to give it a kind of a bit of a mix, so we're going to just turn it in like so. Let me get that served up. So there's a really big plate of it, and there's loads more still in the pot. What I've done, just put some cilantro or coriander on the top and slices of lime around the edge. Now I'm going to eat that just with a little bowl of curd or something like that, just a little bit of yogurt. Really simple, really delicious. I love that. Hope you enjoyed that. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love.